Can you plan for irrigation budgeting? The reality is you can. This is a budgeting tool that I have created to help with that aspect. Right now this shows you so this is water usage versus evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration is basically just the way that a smart controller will run irrigation. And in this case, this is showing you that evapotranspiration are these green lines, and these yellow lines are where the water usage was plugged in using a water meter to show approximately how much water was used from a system that was not using a smart controller. Now, if you're very water conscious, then you should stay pretty close to where these green lines are. But the benefit to having a smart irrigation controller is that it will do it for you instead of you having to change on a regular basis to make that difference. Right now I have it set up so that it is showing how it would be done without a smart irrigation controller or without the Precipmate app, which it gives you the smart irrigation information for you to do it by yourself, which is the whole reason or the whole purpose behind creating the app, is so that anybody that needs the information, they can have it at their fingertips. Okay, for example, right here, over budget by $130 for this 5,000 square foot area of turf, which is about equal to what is a regular home might have in Salt Lake City for the amount of turf. And it tells you everything, gallons used for irrigation, 170,000 gallons. Well, if you had a smart irrigation controller or you're using the Precipmate app, you could keep that with healthy green turf and you could drop it down to about 132,700 gallons. It makes it that much more efficient, but yet you still maintain that level of quality of turf. Let's go ahead and plug in the numbers to show where we would fall. Actually, we don't even have to plug in the numbers right here. Yearly budget is based off of ET. So normally with this size of property based on $3.50 per unit, the unit is 1,000 gallons per unit. Now this is all information that's found on your water bill right here. These two are found on your water bill. And across here, all these are the units that were found on the water bill. And then it just calculates the whole thing up for you. This is not the Precipmate app. This is just a demonstration. However, I can make this available if there's enough people that are asking for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug in the numbers for a larger property. So there is, to be able to calculate up the irrigated square footage, basically you just multiply it by 43,560 for your acreage, if you know the acreage of your property. So let's, for example, assume you've got, if you have, there's a single acre property right there. Let's make it a 100-acre property and see what the cost would be to be able to have that 100-acre property. So now it's showing, so the budget, don't count that yet because I haven't plugged in any numbers, but the yearly budget would be set up as 404,000 basically to be able to run quality turf. That's where you should be. Now, you saw before how much it was off. If we were running without a smart controller here, we would be having, let's see, let me plug in the numbers and I'll get right back to you. Okay, here we are again, basically showing what a controller might be running. People are a little more efficient when it comes to a large property because they're a little more conscious of the amount of money that's being spent. But we're going to show basically how it would be on a user no ET, or basically a standalone controller that doesn't have any smart operations, with someone who is just trying to keep the place green and healthy. Now on 100 acres, it shows you right here, they're carefully raising the amount until they hit the hot area or hot time in June, and then they basically keep it pretty even as they're going. The thing that's nice about smart irrigation is it drops off when it's supposed to. Normally, all the way through September, large properties will keep the irrigation running about the same, just because that is what is working to keep the grass healthy, and they don't have the information at hand, or if they have the information at hand, they don't apply it readily to the field. So that's the whole point of having a smart irrigation system. or at least smart irrigation controller. But in this case, you can see it's there now, even without it, or without a smart irrigation controller on a simple 100-acre large regional park or golf course. They're looking at $32,658 overspent in budget for that turf is remaining healthy, but yet it's exceeding that amount of water. As you can see, the gallons required are 115 million gallons or 116 million gallons, where they were using 125 million gallons to be able to water that site. That's a lot of extra water when you consider 10 million gallons of water. It's the whole point of having water conservation efforts, or to be water conscious. The whole point, again, of the Watering Today app is to provide that information for everybody, whether it be for a large site like this one, or a really small site being maybe even just 100 square feet. It gives you the information you need. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see on my profile the Watering Today app and how it's actually used. Okay, so now if you look at the amount here, where the water budget, $404,000. Well, if you were basing a for example, a parks department or a golf course needed to know what they were going to be spending, well, a lot of them just say, well, it's all weather dependent. We don't know. We do not know what we're going to be spending. Well, the reality is it's going to be somewhere within the norm of what the ET shows for the area. Again, ET being the shorthand name for smart, being a smart system. It comes from where the water evaporates from the soil and transpirates from the plant. Now, they're pretty identical year after year. I'm not saying that it's exact, but it's close enough that you can create a budget as long as you do a little bit of research, or you have a tool such as this one that I have created, since part of my job is as a manager, and it's in the Salt Lake City area anyway. That's why this is showing Salt Lake City, because this information is very relative to what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. The website that you'll be able to find additional information at is sprinklersystemcalculator.com. It's owned by Precipmate. This is just a water budgeting tool. If people want me to make this available, I can do that. I can make it available to anybody that wants to be able to use it. Please like this video and share. Follow me on Instagram to hear more about water conservation and get to see some cool videos of me actually working in the field. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.